Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Jeff and today we are going to have some fun playing Magic. And what we're trying to do today is we're playing a deck that I built actually before everything was officially released, a Glint-Horn burn. So we are doing a discard burn deck that I hope works out. It's going to be a little bit interesting. So this was a crazy take of something I had before I actually started getting into the format. And I'm going to see if the deck that I built works. And I tested out one time and did win the game. So we're going to see if it does it again. But this is the idea. So Glint-Horn Buccaneer, 3 converted mana cost, 2/4 with haste. Whenever you discard a card, it deals 1 damage to each opponent. You can also pay 2 to discard and draw a card. Activate this ability only if he's attacking. So the downside of only being able to do that when he's attacking is a little bit rough. Because we might have to lose him in order to get the extra points of burn. But there are ways that we can discard lots of cards to be kind of going off here with Glint-Horn Buccaneer. So what we want to do is find things like Flame of Keld. So we get down to Glint-Horn Buccaneer, play a Flame of Keld, discard the rest of our hand, which is sometimes in mono red not too many cards, but 3 or 4 cards. That is, we're getting a Flame of Keld out there, which is going to draw us more cards. We're also are also doing 3 points of damage to their face, which is pretty sweet. And if we have a Bag of Holding out, we actually get all those cards back eventually. So overall, really exciting. And really what we want to chain together is something like this. We play a Flame of Keld, we ping them for, you know, if we have like 3 or 4 cards is what I'm guessing we're going to be having. Ping them for 3 or 4 damage. On the next turn, we draw more cards. We'd actually like to sacrifice Bag of Holding at that point, bring back a bunch of more cards, hopefully another Flame of Keld, play another Flame of Keld as the third saga goes off here. So every time that if a red source you control would deal damage to a permanent or player this turn, it deals that much plus 2 damage to that permanent instead. You play another Flame of Keld at that point after refilling your hand with Bag of Holding or whatever, you get to just do like 10 points of damage, or I think, well, I mean 3 damage for every card that you discard at that point. And you can actually use his ability for as much mana as you have. You can just use that ability over and over again to you know, two mana per lightning strike, and you can have as many as you want because you can discard and draw the same card over and over again. So there's some really cool things you can do with Glint-Horn Buccaneer, Flame of Keld, and that's kind of what we're trying to do. The other side of the deck is just making sure that we still have something that we're doing if we don't find those pieces. So we have Gutter Snipe, which is going to help us out because we're having lots of instant sorceries in the deck that are going to help us discard cards as well as do damage to face, like Risk Factor. It's a great card. We're using it in this deck over Light Up the Stage because we can discard a card and do still damage to their face. So this ends up being 1 point of damage even if they let us draw. If they let us draw more cards, we get to discard more often. With Glint-Horn Buccaneer, we get to find our Flame of Keld. Otherwise, 4 damage to the face goes really quick, especially when we have big attacking creatures. And that's pretty much what we're trying to do with this deck, is just get out as much burn to face as we can pretty quickly. We could also maybe bring in like a Chain Whirler. I'm thinking we're pretty heavy in 3 drops at the moment anyway. We have Tormenting Voice, helps us discard a card, draw more cards. So that's also good with Gutter Snipe, helps find more pieces, to do more damage to the face. And that's pretty much what we're trying to do. Get in early damage, kind of find our combo pieces here to then just ping face over and over again until they're dead. Hopefully we don't run into any life gain decks. I think that those are, of course, just really hard to deal with. But if we find our combo, we can probably do enough damage, it doesn't matter. So let's go ahead and get into the gameplay, see how this goes, and wish me luck. All right, up against Lord Dark Soul. Bring it on, Lord. That sounds weird. All right, anyway, let's jump into this one. Steamkin, turn up the frenzies. I mean, I think that we keep this. It's not bad. We are kind of just a mono red burn deck as well that just happens to have a more fun way of finishing out the game. Probably less consistent overall, but again, guys, we're here for fun. All right, so Fanatical Firebrand, swing it in. Down to 19 past the turn. We found Gutter Snipe, which is nice. Steamkin into Gutter Snipe. Pretty good stuff. Ooh, this is the... Oh, this is a bad deck. We can shock Firebrand. I'm just going to go for Steamkin here. We need to make sure we're getting some ramp going. So past the turn, hopefully... I mean, if they play Feather here, we can double shock it. Hopefully that's enough. Another Arcanist. Okay. No blocks. Down to 19. Pass to my turn. There's land. All right, so land for Gutter Snipe now. Double Arcanist actually isn't necessarily the best. They kind of don't work well together because it still targets one instant sorcery that's there, but they don't actually create a copy of it. So let's just pass the turn. We can Shock, and cast Experimental Frenzy. Okay, there's a Gideon.
I walk a righteous path.
We can kill Gideon with Firebrand.
Share in my light.
I'm just gonna give it like a life link or something. Destructible, okay. Alright, pass to my turn. Another Gutter Snipe. It's a lot of damage. A lot of burn. I don't think it's better than going Experimental Frenzy here, though. Can we just go face, is the question. We can kill Gideon with this. Alright, let's go Shock. We're still doing damage to face with Gutter Snipe. I mean, it's not 4 points of damage, though.
Bring it on.
Shock here again. Yep, throw Steamkin, Gutter Snipe towards face. We're not going to swing it with Steamkin first because we want to use the mana, and we don't want to lose the Steamkin. Alright, so commit there. Kill the Gideon.
I surrender.
The life gain that it could have is annoying, so Experimental Frenzy, hopefully find land off the top and something else that we can play here. No land, alright. No attacks past the turn. I mean, getting an Experimental Frenzy on the board in a red deck is still what we're going for. We hope that we can find some lands along the way. Yeah, no blocks. Take the 2. See what else they've got here. They've already attacked, so they didn't pump it. Now they're not going to get a second time to do something. So a little bit awkward there for them, I feel like. They probably could have just gotten in for more damage, drew more cards. Danto Vanguard. Okay. Annoying. Alright, land. Lava Runner. It does have haste. We grow the Steamkin. And that's all we can do. We know this deck typically plays pump spells, doesn't it? Let's just swing in like that. Maybe he should have gone for the Gutter Snipe as well. They have another Defiant Strike here. I mean, if they pay the 4 life, alright, they just block. Interesting. We were totally fine with them paying the 4 life, so I think that's better ultimately for us right now. Defiant Strike, okay. Alright, land Glint-Horn Buccaneer into Flame of Keld. That is what we're looking for. We know there's so many pump spells. We can just pump onto here, wherever. This is good. They draw lots and lots of cards this way. We could just find everything we need to just finish this game out, but depends on what's on top. I feel like they're baiting this. Gutter Snipe is going to be our best way of actually finishing this game. Oh, don't have the shock. Dang it. Well, risk factor. Steamkin is road. They probably just let us draw cards here. Yeah. Lightning Strike, War Boss. There's land. Risk factor, discarding, risk factor. And now we find a Glint-Horn Buccaneer. Just let us draw. And I guess we say no attacks. We know that they have shock. So we're going to lose Lava Runner. I guess we actually just swing in. Okay, down to 8, past the turn. We discard 3 cards. Let's discard risk factor so we can actually use it, and land and land. Oh, let me choose my lands. There we go. And we'll see. Gutter Snipe going to hand. This is the issue with Experimental Frenzy, is that sometimes you just have everything go to your hand that you want and need. The best thing would be, again, Glint-Horn Buccaneer into Flame of Keld is just, they're dead. So we will have, 8 cards in hand. We have the chance to just draw exactly what we need to win this game right now. All right, not a Glint-Horn Buccaneer. We're going to shock face now. There's a Glint-Horn Buccaneer. There is still a chance, guys. All right, so Glint-Horn Buccaneer. It does have haste. We get to play a mountain. All right, so we have 5 mana. Oh, man. We already played a mountain. I guess we all-out attack here. Let's see here. So we know that we have lethal with Glint-Horn Buccaneer. Let's swing in like this. Double blocks a Lava Runner. Takes the Steamkin to the face. Or just takes it. Okay, there we go. Blocks. Right, God's Willing. Doesn't lose the little guy. That's fine. All right. All right, we know that they're going to have God's Willing. They can get in with someone unblocked. Let's see here. We know we have enough mana right now, so we're just going to pass the turn. We don't have to use the mana from Steamkin to use Experimental Frenzy here. Discard a card. Let's discard Gutter Snipe. Why not? Discard a card. Do 1 damage to face. Down to 5. I mean, if we had a Flame of Keld off the top as well, that also does it for us. As long as they don't have removal. This deck's probably playing lots of Reckless Rages. Alright, that's okay. Alright, let's risk factor. How they're actually gonna have enough. Let's discard I guess Experimental Frenzy at this point. They take it. Oh no, that's the point here. All right, so they do let us draw cards. It looks like. Okay. This Gideon is going to be big. They have Reckless Rage and God's Willing here.
I believe in you.
They don't go for the Reckless Rage. Ooh, that is good. That is great for us. Down to 6. That's fine. We actually have a shot here. All right, so sacrifice Experimental Frenzy. Yes. Flame of Keld. Discard our hand. Don't have a Reckless Rage. It is instant speed. If they have it, we're just dead. Yes! We got him with Glint-Horn Buccaneer. We did it. Oh my goodness. That is exactly what we wanted. Whew, that's so fun. I mean, we could have played land, played the Bag of Holding to make sure that we get those things back in case there was some sort of Reckless Rage or whatever, but we knew we were dead on board if we didn't hit that there. So, but that is the way that we could have also played that. Still, that is so fun. That would have been 2 more cards we didn't discard as well, but we had lethal without that. Another Gargos is fun. All right, well, let's jump into one more game with this one. I really have been enjoying Glint-Horn Buccaneer a lot. All right, up against Vinsauz, bring it on. So I did say one more. We're actually gonna do a few more. I played a game earlier that I'm not gonna be putting on the video. I had an opponent that was just playing so slow, like insanely slow, and so we're not gonna do that. Not gonna make you guys go through that. Well, we have Bag of Holding and Flame of Keld, which I think is great. We get to fill up our bag pretty easily. If we're up against a Teferi, like that's the issue, is that little Teferi does bounce Bag of Holding. We do have everything that was exiled into it gone for forever, which is sad. Brings tears to my eyes. But it basically turns, if we don't have anything we're playing immediately, it turns Flame of Keld into just a draw 3 spell in the next turn. And you can bring back everything else eventually. All right, let's see if opponent's deciding to play here. All right, they are. All right, let's go ahead and Lob Runner, pass the turn. Take your Foundry. Ooh, that is Glint-Horn Buccaneer, my friends. Well, let's play Bag of Holding. Swing in. And pass the turn. And Glint-Horn Buccaneer, Flame of Keld, Bag of Holding, these are the pieces that we wanted in this deck, in this opening hand. So Bag of Holding is one of those weird cards where it's like, it's so good, but you don't really ever want to draw too many of them. So I've been playing 2 copies in a lot of the decks where I'm using it. 3 might be better at times. I don't know. It's a toss-up. Do we want to use this Shock? It does go into our bag if we don't. We're probably just going to... This is the interesting thing, is sometimes we want more cards in our hand. I mean, it does do more damage than being discarded, so we're probably just gonna swing it in. Get more stuff out of our hand for Flame of Keld. If they have a creature here, though, we'd like to shock it. Let's just shock their face. So down to 17. Mountain. All right, so Glint-Horn Buccaneer. So wing it in. They have something that they're holding on to. Down to 15, past the turn. I'm really interested to see if this is a good enough card just to be in a typical red deck, you know? All right, there's the 10th District Legionnaire. Swings in. Down to 18. All right, Mountain. So we actually don't get to discard a card with Glint-Horn Buccaneer if we use this now. But we could draw and discard this way. It ends up being basically the same thing. So let's go ahead and swing in with Glint-Horn first. So wing it in. So wing. All right, use the ability. Discard Mountain. Goes into the bag. We get to bring it all back at some point, hopefully. We'd like to find another Flame of Keld to put into the bag. That's kind of what we're digging for here, is just something else that's good. Shock. Shock to kill the 10th District Legionnaire. Huh, that's interesting. They keep showing that they have some sort of response here. We're gonna try for the shock. I do think that this is a good play. We'll see if they have a way to target it. Probably have like a God's Willing or something. We'd like to get it out of their hand before they play a feather. So yeah, we'll see how this goes. All right, plays a plains. There's the feather. It's leave up mana for God's Willing or something. Gird for battle. Nope. All right. Maybe we should just try to go more towards face. We actually, and maybe that's the thing, is this is just a burn deck. Man, doesn't swing in. Interesting. All right. Well, let's just shock face. Flame of Keld. No attacks past the turn. We get to draw some cards on the next turn. Reckless Rage is annoying. There's the Reckless Rage. They could just have us dead here with the Gird for battle. They have so much damage here. They should have swung in, I think, on the last turn. Because then they for sure would have had us dead this turn. Defiant Strike, yep, draws more cards. You know they have the Gird for battle. We are almost dead as is. Yeah, Feather is a rough matchup here. I mean, Feather's just good. The issue is that we're trying to throw so much damage towards face that, yeah, it's a bummer because we finally kind of got the combo going here. Down to 4. Gutter Snipe. Well, we'll play Gutter Snipe and we will scoop it up. Bummer. Alright, we are up against Sue, and we are going to keep this. 3 mana, Glint-Horn Buccaneer, Experimental Frenzy. I mean, pretty good stuff right there. Right there. I love Experimental Frenzy with Glint-Horn because if we do find Flame of Keld or anything like that, we discard our hand, which is completely useless to us after a while anyway. Opponent swings it in with the Firebrand. Taking their good old time while they're doing it, though. I'm thinking that opponent has some pretty poor connection. Do we just kill the Firebrand is the question. I think we do. We're going for more of a combo win against red, and so let's go ahead and just slow them down as much as we can. Turns off light up the stage, things like that. There's Lava Runner. Looks like they were needing to light up the stage as well, so this is good. Alright, go Steamkin. We were just going to shock, but that's pretty good. Are they stuck on 1 land still? Ooh, this might be very, very good for us. Which, I mean, maybe their Frenzy or their Light Up the Stage wouldn't have gotten to us anyway, so... Or wouldn't have gotten them to land anyway. No blocks. They might have Light Up the Stage here. This is fine. We kept them off of it for a little bit. Maybe playing the shock because we knew that would have been better. Alright, they have shock for our fella. Boo. Alright. Glint-Horn Buccaneer. Swing it in. Down to 18, past the turn. I don't know if we play these things. It depends on what we draw, I guess. If we draw like a 2 DMC card, we're going to play our hand before we play Experimental Frenzy. We also can just discard whatever else we draw besides that with the Glint-Horn for another look or discard burn. What do we have down here? Not enough spells at the moment. We'd like to find another shock for lightning strike. Another lava runner. Also not terrible. All right, lava runner. Lava runner. Shock. Steamykin. Not enough spells to turn on the lava runners, but not bad. Down to 16. Next turn we have Frenzy, and we're in a pretty commanding position right now. And Glint-Horn Buccaneer just by itself, I mean, it is a 2/4. It does pretty good against these types of decks. It is something that can block a Goblin Chain Whirler, which everyone is still playing. So honestly, I do like it just because of its body. And being able to have haste, not too shabby. All right, there's a Lightning Strike, kills a Lava Runner. Throws their Lava Runner, swings in. No blocks, that's fine. Another Glint-Horn Buccaneer. Want to get down this Frenzy. But, I mean, that's not bad. So let's just play Glint-Horn. Swing for 5, down to 11, pass the turn. I mean, if ever we discard cards, we have quite a bit of damage here. We can actually do 4 points of damage per attack right now as well. Chain Whirler comes down, that's fine. Down to 14. If they swing in with Lava Runner, we know we can swing with both these Buccaneers. Alright, now's the question. We just get down Frenzy. We can discard 2 cards here with the Buccaneer. We can discard and maybe try to find something better, maybe a way to kill Chain Whirler. We do 2 points of damage, 2 more points of damage, down to 7. Again, down to... We can actually maybe swing in with the Lava Runner as well. And you can activate that anytime. It's not just during its attack, like when it attacks. It's anytime while it's attacking we can use this. I think we just go Experimental Frenzy. I think overall it's going to help us a lot with this. So let's just swing in with these guys. We know we can get in 2 points of damage. I'm fine just chump blocking with this Lava Runner. Risk Factor on top. Fine. We actually can discard that pretty well. Alright, down to 9, pass the turn. So yeah, we do have that play. If we don't have anything good on top here, I think we're just going to chomp to not do our best to not die as quick as possible, because we're going to be able to race them pretty well with these guys. Yeah, the one play we can do is just discard the Risk Factor, draw a card, use Risk Factor to then swing in. We get more cards into our hand. See if that's enough. Wizard's Lightning and Fanatical Firebrand, they can kill a Buccaneer here. Let's see if they go for that or if they just go face. Alright, Risk Factor. Lightning Strike. Do we just go face here? All right, let's do the math again. So swing in, 2 points of damage are definitely going to get through. Down to 7. Discard Risk Factor. We draw a card from that as well. Discard again. So that's 4 more points of damage. Not sure if that's enough. Let's swing in. We know they have Wizard's Lightning. Let's swing in with one of these. Maybe we should just be going with what's off the top of our library here as well. See what they decide to do with this Firebrand. They can block and kill it with Wizard's Lightning. We actually draw this card, huh? Let's Lightning Strike Chain Whirler. Ooh, Flame of Keld. We don't actually want to use his ability now. Flame of Keld will let us discard this risk factor anyway. Let us draw more cards. Alright, so we discard risk factor. It's now in the graveyard. Mountain and another mountain on top. That's fine. So we'd like to hit another Flame of Keld, I think. Do they just have all the burn in hand? If they have land and double Wizard's Lightning or something like that, we could just be dead. Alright, hits our face. Skewer the critics. There wasn't, I don't think there was a line that we could have killed them. Maybe I was missing something there. Like in hindsight, knowing that we had Flame of Keld or whatever, maybe Lightning Strike to the face. Discard the risk factor. The opponent just had all the burn. Wow. That was frustrating. With how slow of a start they had. Maybe we could have been swinging a bit more aggressively, trying to get them down. But I feel like we needed to kill the Chain Whirler to not be dead anyway. So maybe Lightning Strike to the face. I don't know. Let me know down in the comments below if there was a way that we could have won that. I don't know. That was a little bit interesting. Anyway, we're going to end this one here. We did get the combo off in the first game, and it was sweet. And I do want to hear you guys' thoughts below, the things that you guys would do to change this deck. Because I do think that looking back now, I'd probably change a few things. We never really found some of the pieces that we'd like as well. I don't know. We kind of drew differently than I would hope for in those games. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. Comment down below any suggestions, any thoughts. I'll definitely read them. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much, and bye-bye.